To Wednesday Night Standard.
Welcome to Wednesday Night Standard.
It's good to be here with you, JD.
It's good to be here with you, Taylor.
On the left, we got Samuel Wisecup playing an unknown deck, a deck of unknown proportions.
I think he was playing zombies last time we had him on camera.
Oh, yeah?
And
The red-black one?
No.
Negative.
The blue-black
okay,
one.
The blue-black one, sure.
And Tony Mason, who has refused to be on camera in the past, we have forced to be on camera now.
We really did strong-arm him. It was not a good scene.
So now we can make fun of him while he's on camera.
Can we?
Yeah.
Tony Mason's a great gentleman.
Look at his dumb fingers holding his dumb cards. Such a dummy.
He's playing a black-white Eldrazi deck that I've seen before. I tend to like his decks.
Do you like his decks?
Yeah, there's always a bit of like flavor and spice in there. He plays
A little sugar and spice?
the powerful cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he falls into the same trap that you do and thinks that, like, slow cards are powerful.
What?
He plays things like Thought Not Seer, which isn't particularly good in this format because it's too slow.
That card's amazing. You take that back. All right, I have an unreasonable desire to play Thought Not Seer and Reality Smasher.
It's completely reasonable some of the time, but right now it's a bit unreasonable.
Concur.
You'll like this. So
Oh, we're on Jund.
Oh my.
It's kind of cool.
Oh my. My
See,
jimmies have been rustled.
this is a card I can get into. This Hedron Crawler.
Oh, come on.
It speeds the whole thing up. That was your main complaint with a Thought Not Series, that it's slow, but a Hedron Crawler.
So we're running a 2-card combo. Oh.
Got Galvanic Bombardment coming down.
Point is, in Standard, like, there's not enough
What's
card
the
parity for Thought Not Seer to, like, really shine.
Right.
So you get, like, a card, and then they just get a card back. And it's, like, approximately the same power level.
Okay.
But I was thinking about running some Thought Not Seers in my Delirium deck.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So I was going to splash for Ceremonious Rejection off of Aether Hub and also bring in Thought Not Seer in the Aetherworks Marvel matchup.
Okay. Yeah, because if you're on the play and you Thought Not Seer them the turn before they drop their Aetherworks.
So the idea is that I have Transgress the Mind for the first Marvel, but I needed something to get the second Marvel reliably.
Yeah. It looks like both players are a little choked on mana here. We had an exchange of our first couple cards.
Traverse.
We're going to traverse the Uvenwald for, I imagine, a forest to let us activate this vessel.
That makes sense. Forest it is. I like that forest. It's not my best forest, but it's a good forest.
Yeah, I call it the upskirt forest.
Yeah, the old upskirt
Looks like you're looking right up that forest.
tree. It's just a tree, but sure.
It's a representation of the entire forest. I can't see the forest for that tree.
I appreciate that one.
I'm glad. Glad you liked that one.
Yeah, I appreciate everything that you do.
All right, here's we're gonna sack the vessel. We're really moving this graveyard around a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know where the graveyard is. And an enchantment. He has enchantment as well. He's trying to keep the upper graveyard to be his Delirium counter. But
Yeah, the upper decker is for Delirium.
Well, he's definitely upper decked it because he has Delirium but doesn't realize it because there's an enchantment in the sub graveyard, in the bottom graveyard.
So he has Delirium currently.
Correct.
And
But
as long as it's not like a trigger that he's missing, like we will have to interject. Like if he like plays an Ishkanon and tries to not get spiders or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you're okay. So I think the tournament rules are that you're allowed to miss triggers.
Sure, I spoke wrong. I said you could miss a trigger, but then named a trigger that he could
Intentionally miss.
Intentionally miss, yeah. Well, not intentionally, but he
Oh,
could,
right. You're right. But, like, so
could
if he
miss it.
misses it, Tony's allowed to say, okay, you missed that trigger.
Sure, but if he, like, played a Grimflayer and moved it to the graveyard when it was dealt 2 damage.
Right. That would
That
be an
would be-
incorrect. We
right.
played the board state wrong.
Oh, he's
All right,
realized
so now
it.
we've
Perfect.
realized he's delirious. So we got another vessel. Did he pay mana for that vessel, or was that last turn?
He played it last turn.
Okay. All right. So we've got this. You can get another clue here. We've got the Eldrazi Displacer. Now here's the great thing about the Tireless Tracker is he can bang in without sacking the clues until Tony blocks. Like if Tony blocks, he definitely sacks 2 clues and just like gets value.
Sure.
Because then you've drawn 2 cards off your clues. You've destroyed the Displacer, and your tracker lives. That's like a fantastic turn.
Get into these players. He's just being really aggressive over here. Old Bry Bob.
Hey man, so here's the thing you have to remember about Magic the Gathering. Everybody's at a different skill level.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely been people commenting on this stream when I've been playing Magic that have leveled some very harsh criticisms regarding my play.
Sure.
And,
In some cases, deservedly so.
All right, listen.
No, like you've made misplays. I'm not saying you deserve to be.
That was about to be my point.
Taken to task. Sure, go ahead.
About to be my point. I made misplays. I'll admit it. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, that guy know how to play Magic. I mean, I give everybody a little bit of a break.
Absolutely. It's more important to point out the correct play than it is to just take him to task.
Right. So the question here is, can Gideon get Tony back into this game? He hasn't taken a significant amount of damage. He's not like in a dangerous life total situation.
Sure, but any removal spell here, and Gideon's a goner.
I mean, Tireless Tracker is really doing a ton of work here. So even though Sam just has 3 cards in hand, the fact that he can reload as soon as his hand's empty and it doesn't matter.
Man, this Mind Rack Demon does not give a damn about Gideon. I'll tell you that right now.
Man, and Sam's really going deep on the Delirium count. He's at 6 different types.
I'm interested to see what the red's for other than Galvanic Blast or Galvanic Bombardment. Attack the Gideon.
All right. Tony's going to fight to have this Gideon live another day.
So if Tony has removal for this Mind Rack Demon, it's a pretty big deal. Because otherwise, this demon is just going to go to town on old Gidge.
Yeah, to the point at which I would just, like, if I couldn't remove the Mind Rack Demon, I would just plus the Gideon and attack him.
I just emblem at this point.
You think the emblem's critical?
I don't think it's critical, but I think it's more critical than taking him from 20 to 15.
All right. All right. Another
2,
vessel activation.
3, 4.
Yeah, he's going to take this Emrakul.
Seems like a reasonable thing to take.
I think he's at every one of them except Planeswalker.
And Tribal.
Well, you can't get Tribal in Standard right now, but...
Yeah, I'm just being the best kind of correct. Technically correct.
I personally think that they should have made Warping Whale and Inversion, what's it called? Spatial Contortion?
Mm-hmm.
Tribal Eldrazi instance.
Sure. I personally think that making the tribal card type was a terrible mistake in the first place and should just never have happened because it doesn't do anything. But
it does a lot. So here's the thing: it adds Delirium count. The cards, the
so when it was printed, it did not add to the Delirium count. first off.
Right. What it did do was it let them give spells creature types, which was a huge thing during that block.
So you can do that
No, you couldn't.
without tribal.
No, you can't.
You could. And just say that spells
No,
can have creature types.
The rules don't work that way.
You can change the rules. They've literally done it dozens of times. Running
but
the
here's what the
Chandra out
benefit
there,
would have
that's
been.
strange.
So you got this Warping Wail and the Spatial Contortion is, you would have given this Delirium decks a reason to play like these colorless spells, as another way to get your Emrakul out quicker.
Yeah, but that's fine, and I understand where you're coming from, but that's not really a pro for tribal. I mean, I agree that flavorfully they should have been tribal. And there are other things that have, like, all of the Devoid cards should have been tribal Eldrazi. It should have just given, like...
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's aggressive.
So, Devoid shouldn't have been a mechanic, first off.
Alright. So
we're getting jiggy with a bunch of cards that aren't Emrakul for some reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... He's one short of Emrakul, it looks like, unless he's got another card type off camera.
Oh, man, and the Gideon's not dead. The Tireless Tracker is, right? Alright. So Gideon's going to be able to make himself alive here and take down Chandra. Tony's only at 8, but I also...
So if Gideon becomes alive and takes down Chandra, then Sam has mana for... Emrakul.
Okay.
And if that's the play here with Sam playing this like he did and keeping Gideon alive, I think that's a heads-up play. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, So do you think Tony can win the game if Chandra lives?
It ain't easy. But that's how it starts.
This is amazing. You're going to select this Emrakul. Yep.
What is else? He's got an Ishkanayim. What else?
What's the white? There's a... it can't be a white card.
I think it might have been a Decimator of the Provinces.
Sure.
I think we got a big old piggy coming.
Or it could have been the one... Wait a minute. Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good. So what's going to happen here is Chandra's going to -4.
You can just -5 it and slam Emrakul. Well, you don't have Emrakul everywhere. Never mind. Yeah, you can -4.
Draw a card with your Thought Knot Seer.
Yeah, I don't even know if you need it. I think you could just kill him with Piggy here.
Oh, make a bunch of creatures. Play the pig. Here, piggy, 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 piggy. That'll do, pig. That's the better one. That's the right reference.
There you go.
Can
we bring up the piggy?
Decimator of the Provinces.
If this even is the piggy, I'm not sure.
What's the one that makes him discard?
Distended Mindbender.
Distended is such a gross word.
It is. Oh, he's counting.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Also not a pig.
It's not.
Here we go. So we have 6, 12. He can block 6 and 6, and then all the piggy. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Yeah, he should have definitely killed the Chandra versus making the knight.
Right.
Especially since he knew that he had the Decimator of Provinces in hand.
Right.
And you have to take the Emrakul there.
Yeah,
there's no right call.
It's a rock and a hard place. He was behind on mana so long, he just didn't get into the game.
Yeah.
And Sam was way ahead. The Tireless Tracker is, I would say, it was the seed that won him the game. It put Sam in a position that he was able to generate advantage.
Can we make a rule to not talk about seed anymore on the old coverage here? No more seed discussion.
No more. What if I want to talk?
This thing's already a 9/9 trample haste.
No, it doesn't count itself. So it's a cast trigger.
Oh, okay.
So it's
sure.
on the stack when that trigger resolves.
Gotcha. So this thing's already a 7/7 trample haste.
Right. Yeah. So Tony gets to bring in a ton of removal. I would say out of all the colors in Standard, all 5 of them, 6 if you want to count the Eldrazi, which I do, 6 of them.
He's played 3 colors then.
Right. He gets white and black probably have the best removal hands down in Standard right now. I mean, I'm going to lay out a statement, and I was hoping that you would either agree or disagree. That would generate some discussion.
So
and
I
make
think
this
it
stream
has
actually interesting to listen to.
My plans for this stream are entirely different. It certainly has the most universal removal. I think the best removal spell in Standard right now is Harness Lightning. And that is neither of those colors.
I disagree.
Okay. You're allowed to be wrong.
All right. Well, I'm going to have a different opinion from you on this point.
Sure, yeah, okay. Why do you disagree?
Declaration in Stone is the best piece of removal in Standard right now.
Woo! Hold on a second. Let me prepare myself for this. Alright, so tell me why a 2-mana sorcery that gives them a card back is better than a 2-mana instant that gives you an additional resource.
Alright, so one, it takes care of Emrakul. Now, a lot of these decks that play Harness Lightning
kind of takes care of Emrakul.
If you pull it off the top, you can get an Emrakul with it.
Yeah, alright, so you have a 1 turn to draw
2 turns.
Declaration Stone. But if you have it in your hand, it doesn't answer Emrakul, whereas something like Stasis Snare does.
Right.
And To the Slaughter kind of does.
It exiles the card, which is a big deal sometimes against the Delirium decks.
Mm-hmm. It exiles the creature. It's important to note that it's just a creature because, like, they have a lot of creatures, and creatures usually not one of the types that they're, like, hurting for in the graveyard. But, yeah, I agree with you. Man, this keep was...
I don't know. He's got all the colors of mana that he might need in this grapple with the past.
All the colors of the rainbow. So what are you taking here? Lily would not be my choice.
What's that card beneath the Lily?
So he had Tireless Tracker as a target, Lily as a target, and Kozilek's Return as a target.
I don't know how important Kozilek's Return is against Tony.
Yeah, I would say not at all.
It's either the Lily or the Tireless Tracker. The thing is, if you can't pressure the Liliana...
Yeah, but you're the white-black Eldrazi deck. Like, you're designed to just get in there with your fatties.
I know,
Liliana doesn't do much to stop that.
I know. Well, if she goes off, you're not winning the game. I mean, maybe I'm more fearful than most about this.
Sure. You've had more interactions regarding Liliana's ultimate than most. I agree.
Do you want me to tell the story?
No, I don't want you to tell the story.
There's a story. Hey, if you want to hear the story, just pop into the stream and be like, hey, what's about that Liliana story? And I'll tell the story.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'll make the crowds happy. Anyway, I think leaving that card alone is just super dangerous, especially against a deck that that has so many powerful creatures. Her being able to like pull one of them back from the graveyard or whatever is just, it's really good.
Sure.
It makes like her like having her makes that grapple with the pass better. You know what I mean? Like
Kind of. Like, you don't really want a -2 unless you've got a creature, so you're not just gonna like blind -2.
I know, but like if you grapple and like look at 2 creatures,
Sure. Then like, so grapple
take-
makes her -2 better,
right?
but she doesn't actually make the grapple much better.
Oh, okay, you're right. You're right. You got me. Point taken.
Okay, as long as we're on the same page.
I'm agreeing with Tony. I think you got to take the Liliana there.
Okay.
Here's
Yeah.
a Mind Wreck Demon with not yet Delirium. We have land, creature, sorcery,
Instant.
instant. Okay, we did it.
Hashtag got it.
Hashtag got there.
Didn't make a clue, which is a bit of a misplay. Oh, he's grabbing it now.
There you go. There's a Declaration in Stone, which couldn't have been. You couldn't have cast Harness Lightning there to take down that.
I agree. He doesn't have any red mana.
Right. Even if he did, even if he was like the red white Eldrazi deck with Eldrazi Obligators, couldn't have cast Harness Lightning to win there.
He could have cast the Harness Lightning at the end of his opponent's turn and killed his Tireless Tracker.
All right, here's.
Transgress you.
Man, that mind is. Whoa! He's having a Sorin party up there.
Oh, I'd just give him the Lost Legacy at this point.
You take a Thought Knot Seer there.
Yeah.
So,
You don't need Emrakul to win this game.
So you'll see Tony's playing this face up. I almost commented earlier when Tony got to see Sam's hand, he didn't write down the contents.
Sure.
Always do that. As long as you don't take a ridiculous amount of time,
Yeah,
you're allowed to write.
I don't agree with his grapple. I think you should pop a clue here.
Okay.
So he's at 14. You can grow this Tireless Tracker to 7 and put him on a 2-turn clock.
Sure, for him to see a land that produces colorless
Right.
or a Declaration in Stone.
Land that produces colors doesn't actually stop the Tireless Tracker.
It lets him put a Thought Knot Seer into play, and then, you know.
It gives him a turn and -1 card, I guess, which is fine. Not really -1 card. But you get my point.
Your point's well taken.
Thank you.
All right. So the way he's going to apply 7 to the board here is, oh gosh, I thought something else was coming. Here's an Obnixilis.
Well, that Thought Knot Seer doesn't look as good anymore.
Nope.
This is just borderline embarrassing.
That's all right. Tony's been on the back foot both these games. I don't think his deck's really fired on the cylinders he's used to.
Yes, as Arcane Prophet with an F has pointed out, we got to send Tony to Mulligan School.
Yeah, I mean, unless he drew 2 Sorins, I can't get behind it.
Or 3 Sorins. There's no reason to have 3 Sorins in this deck. 3 is just way too many.
It's
2
a
might
lot.
be too many.
All right. There's an aggressive use of Kozilek's return here, keeping him off of keeping him off
Down
of
to 7.
the Thought-Knot Seer next turn.
Activate Job. Activate Job.
Activate the
He's going to
Obnixilus.
forget about it.
So you're going to activate
Nope,
the...
he got it.
There it goes. Did it. Obnix's ultimate is, I feel like, one of the slowest grinds in Standard right now.
Yeah, I've been Obnixilus ulted once, and he killed me the next turn by minus 2ing or minus 0ing Chandra.
Sure.
I'm just like, yeah, you got it.
There you go. The old Planeswalker combo.
You've done it.
All right. So we've got a Ambition's Cost. Is that the name of that card? No.
Anguished Unmaking.
Anguished Unmaking.
I wish Ambition's Cost was in Standard. That'd
Holy
be sweet.
It would be so brutal. Draw 3, lose 3? Kidding me?
I mean, you can already technically do it with Painful Truths.
Right.
But you have to be playing Jund Delirium. To be fair, that is a big draw. Like, I have initially tried to brew up a Jund Delirium deck at the beginning of Standard.
Uh-huh.
I played Delirium, or I played Red for Kozilek's Returns, the third color on Painful Truths. And the mana just wasn't consistent enough for me.
Yeah. And the thing is, the red-black Delirium deck has so many card options.
Oh, you mean the
or
red-black?
The green-black.
Okay.
Green-black has so many card options already. There's no reason to play a different version.
Sure.
Like, if you want to attack more, you can just add more creatures. If you want to control more, you can just cut creatures and add, you know, discard or removal or whatever suits your fancy. If you want to cast Emrakul more often, if you want to try and do it on turn 6 every time,
I don't
you
know
can
that
build a
there's...
version that does that.
Oh, we have a Filigree Familiar.
So if you're not familiar with this card, what it does is it gains 2 life when it comes into play,
It does.
and then when it leaves play, you're going to draw an additional card. All right. So if I were Sam here, what I would do is I would ultimate this Obnixilus, kill my own Filigree Familiar.
Kill it. All right, so that'll do it.
Oh no, we got him at 1? All right, well,
You know, he's dead.
well. Either way, I think he could be at 20 right now and should be dead.
Yeah, it's just game.
All right. So there you go. We're going to adjourn, go scout the field a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be back in about 30 minutes.